And the amount that you can learn, it's a little bit off of regular Photoshop, Lightroom, HDR, and all the other kind of stuff, depending on what you want to do. And I think you're definitely going to learn something tonight. So, Basir from, I don't know what your last name is.
Basir. Basir. Just say Eric is fine.
And give me a hand.
Thank you. Anything is better than "Hey you." It's really great to be here. First and foremost, I want to thank Bruce and the club for bringing me over here. It is a great privilege to be before you. If you have trouble hearing or seeing me, feel free to move up. There's more space up here in the front. And if you want to scoot in further, you can. Just don't drool on my stuff. I did want to mention that if you find anything interesting or there's some feedback and we won't necessarily have time to get through everything, you can contact me. One great way to keep up with me and get nice little reminders that, hey, I better send this guy that question I had, is to join my email list. It's free of charge. I don't sell your information. There's a clipboard on that table that you can fill out along with my course and some books and videos. I also wanted to ask, did everybody pay their dues? No. Okay. Okay. So a small what are the dues? What are the dues?
$30 for regular members.
For what? How long? For a year. So $30 a year, you know, is okay. Maybe a little donation of $5 if just something. So between now and when I'm done, please, who do they give it to?
Pardon me?
They give it to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. And your name?
Mike.
Mike, please hand it over to Mike. I promise not to embarrass you and say, hey, look, they're paying their dues. That would be really good. And it's Arlington Heights Camera Club? Arlington Camera. Oh, I've been promoting it as Arlington Heights Camera Club. I'm sorry. Is that some other group? Oh, okay. Well, at least, you know. Well, it is in Arlington Heights. The best way to make this presentation interesting is to survey the crowd. And I'd like to get a rough idea of your experience and what especially those of you who really come here to look for something specific. How many of you are shooting digitally? Raise your hand. Okay. And how many of you are shooting with film? All right. And how many of you that are shooting digitally started with shooting film? Great. Yeah, me too. And how many of you worked in a dark room doing black and white film developing and printing? And then how many of you worked in a dark room doing color prints and or color film processing? Okay, any Cibachrome people? Okay, yeah, it's like Cibachrome, what? Google it. We'll get into that another day. Give me 1 second. You know, I try to record these things because I want to put them on. I like to put my workshops out on the public domain, so I got to brighten up the exposure here. Give me 1 second. Sorry. Okay, that's not the right button. I'm sorry, everybody. And maybe that's the right button. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Still looks dark, but whatever. That's fine. So now, how many of you are shooting and making money with it? Okay, and how do you, where do you sell your pictures?
Just art shows.
Art shows? Okay, competitions as well? You enter in competitions and win prizes, prize money? Just in art shows, okay. How many of you would like to sell images and make money? Raise your hand. Okay, and how many of you just do it because you enjoy it? Okay, great, great, great. All right. How many of you are shooting and processing the raw files? I'm talking about RAW, not like raw, like, you know, it's untouched. I mean literally raw images from the camera to Photoshop. Okay. Do you have any questions about working in RAW? Maybe I could take you through something where there's some oddities that you noticed. Anything while you're working in Photoshop? I work with you know, quite a lot of pictures every week from different photographers, and you know, a lot of images kind of have the same kind of problems, and I worked on many different kinds of solutions. So I was just wondering if anyone, even if you brought some files that you were shooting. Okay, very good, very good. So let's deal. You know, I had some of the members give me old pictures that are kind of worn out, and they had some questions about them, and I would like to show some of those and maybe some approaches. How many of you all have some old family photos that you're trying to preserve? Yeah, right. I would like to encourage you to get those scanned in as soon as possible, because when you scan them in now, as they continue to degrade, they'll actually be better off because you will have preserved them at their state. Regular prints tend to fade or get lighter and get lighter over time. And then you have things called tin types. How many of y'all got those where they're on metal? Yeah. It's actually not tin, it's actually iron that they're on, little sheets of iron. And these things get darker over time, and especially when they're exposed to light. So when you are scanning them, you want to scan them and then get them off the scanner. Let's take a look at one of these.
What recommendations do you have for scanning?
Okay, what recommendation? And by the way, I want to keep this as free and as open as possible. I don't want you to think, okay, I'm going to keep my mouth shut until the end. I really want this to be like a clinic where I try to help you solve specific problems. You were asking about the scanner as far as a brand, or?
I was just wondering if you have a flat bed scanner, you scan the highest resolution, or?
Okay, great question. When we have a flatbed scanner, what kind of specifications should we be looking for? First of all, I would like to add this, and that is, I find that the Epson brand for flatbed scanners is exceptional, and I do recommend them. And in fact, I'm using one here called the V350. It is actually obsolete because they have newer versions that have come up, but they're really the same, built with the same kind of technology. When you scan, it's important to scan at least 100% of the size of the original. So here we have a picture that was on the scanner that we scanned, okay? And you see I have the crop mark slightly out.